but I have an amazing story of watching it.
Yes.
Jacob, today I decided I was going to watch it. Obviously, I could put on the Tubi, I could find it, on a streaming service, but I found it on YouTube. It became apparent in the first 5 minutes of the movie. This was the safe for broadcasting version of Slumber Party Massacre. These weird orbs over
Mhm.
boobs, and no, I can't do this. But then I was like, wait a minute, maybe I can do this.
You're
Yeah, but
getting a censored experience.
you're getting a
You
very
bought your
censored.
fucking Wu-Tang album from Walmart
Yeah,
and got an edited version.
yeah. So I watched the entire movie
Mhm.
censored
Did
just to
you
see.
watch the movie uncensored?
No, I have not watched the movie uncensored yet. I watched
Then
it.
what the fuck?
You know what closure is, right? You see my hand, right? Okay. And you see my hand's gone. But is my hand missing? No. Your brain's creating closure.
No, but if I'm going, am I still doing that? You don't know because you can't fucking see it.
Right.
So,
But I still know that
no,
your
I'm just
hand's
over
there.
here like this. And you don't know that because you didn't watch the same goddamn movie I did.
I watched the same movie. It was the
All
exact same.
right. Welcome back, terrestrials. In this episode, we're doing our second time recording Slumber Party Massacre. I made him watch the regular one. I watched the edited one. Now we're here to talk about them. So,
Should be
all night
called
long.
Trope the Movie.
It could
Because
be.
like only one trope is not in this.
Okay, which one?
Nobody takes a shower. No, never fucking
Yeah,
mind.
I was
There's a
gonna say
shower
all
in the
those
beginning.
girls. Yeah, but you didn't remember because you watched an edited version and you didn't even hardly notice it because there was
No,
a
I'm
giant
talking about like
white
just like at the
bar.
house, like no one's like, Diane, I'm gonna go take a shower, like that
Oh,
idea,
okay.
that. No, but I mean, every fucking trope's in this. Every horror trope that will eventually
Eventually
become
be a trope. Right. This was the
is in this
trendsetter.
movie. Right.
This was
I
the
don't know
trendsetter.
about no goddamn trendsetter, but I'm no Freddy
But the
movies.
point is the things that this one was doing were not tropes at the time.
Right.
This
Right.
was mostly original,
Hmm.
and then they became tropes.
Right.
So to lump it in with the tropiness, it's only tropes now. At the time, it wasn't a trope. It was, and I'm sure it stole from a lot of other movies, but
Yes.
and I think a lot of movies learned from this one, like, don't make your killer the fucking guy that owns the pizza shop in the shopping mall next to Food Lion.
Fucking
Like,
Blanche
yeah,
killer.
well, look, this is the setup for the next one, which is going to be incredible.
All right.
So, you know, is this the best of them all? No, but it's still a good movie
Yeah, it's still a
for
good
what it
movie.
is. For what it is,
Right.
we're not talking. It should win Oscars. We're talking in the realm of B-rated horror. This is a good one to watch.
I'll give it, yeah. Yeah. It's a good one to watch.
What was the biggest difference between the edited and not edited version?
Boobs. Like
And gore.
but I was like, I was gonna lead into that, motherfucker. No, yeah, it's like you still see blood in the edited version.
Right.
Like when the girl gets her arm cut, you still see the blood. It's just the initial impact. They just put that little ball on. Um,
But like you see
but
the phone girl, like they blurred her forehead
they
with
blurred
the
her
hole.
forehead. Right. You
Like
don't see
that
the
to
hole.
me, that why am I watching a
And the
movie?
pizza guy.
Yeah, exactly. Why am I
They
watching a
blurred
movie if
his
those aren't there?
eyes.
Yeah.
I like I said, I mean, yes, like at first, my brain, like when I knew an edit was coming up of like the gore, okay, and the special effects, I was like, oh my God, I hope these are so bad. Like these look really fucking bad. Like you can see like the plaster and
Hmm.
shit around them. I really hope, I'm hoping for that. So I could like just go like, yeah, I would edit it out too, fucking but they were decent. They weren't like
They weren't great.
monumental, like
There's
Savini
something
looking,
right. They're
but
very much like went to Spirits Halloween and got some of those, like the guy with
kids,
the
yeah,
drilled eyes. Like you could do that from Spirits Halloween. Like it's,
right,
but
right,
they made the effort. The
yeah,
one thing that after watching the edited version, because there was nothing to look at in it, is the first time I've realized that he stole the drill from the phone lady.
yes. You see,
I didn't know that. I
that
always was like,
was
where did the drill come from?
yeah, that was my argument in the beginning. Is that because I'm turned off. I mean, my blinders are on because there's no gore and there's no boobs in a movie that I know there's going to be a shit ton of. I'm going to have to fucking pay attention to the story, and I
Yeah.
noticed that I did. Um
Nobody's
it,
there to pay attention to the story, though. That's
right,
not why
yeah.
somebody wrote the movie.
Right. It's not fucking Shakespeare.
Right.
It's fucking Slumber Party Massacre.
Yeah.
Don't fucking pay attention. And as a matter of fact, and I don't know if this is because it was the second viewing and like the stuff that happened on our last review, like I was paying attention more, but I noticed more stuff that I needed to pay attention to. But because of the edited version, it was like, okay, I got to figure out what the fuck the swing set thing was this
Mhm.
time around.
Yeah. Yeah. Good. You
Dumb
can
shit.
explain it because I didn't.
He
I'm
was sitting
still.
on the swing set and he got up and the swing set was just moving.
Oh,
That was what it was.
that makes
Someone
sense.
was, yeah. Um, but that or like the comparisons to the teacher, why the fuck she came over. Because I know the
Well, she
first
got
watch,
called.
she got called, but they hung up because they were screaming on the phone.
Mhm.
But when she comes in telling like a baseball score or something,
Mhm.
and my brain was just going, did she just fucking come all the way over here? And I think the combination of my favorite character in this movie, who's the star of this movie, fucking Mr. Content. I was like, that's his name, Mr. Content.
Who's Mr. Content?
He's the neighbor.
That's his name?
That's his fucking name, Mr. Content.
That's weird. Why is he
Yeah,
your favorite character? He's so creepy.
just because no, not about the character. Is that they were sitting
Just,
there
just
like
named him.
brainstorming and they were like, oh no, call him Mr. Content.
Okay, yeah.
And my brain just couldn't like unhear it now.
Yeah.
Like, her name's Mr. Content.
That's so weird. All right.
Yeah, he's a nothing fucking character. He's a body count, if anything. But like
Um, Let me ask you, do you think that this movie was hindered by the fact that they immediately showed you who the killer was? Because the first things first,
any question,
newspaper hits the ground
right?
and it says Russ Thorne
Russ, yeah,
escaped from
Thorn,
jail, murderer of five escapes from prison
yeah.
or whatever. Like, so all right, it's Tony from the pizza shop. It looks like Tony from the pizza shop. He
Wearing
talks
all denim and
right, the
any
Canadian tuxedo.
question that has to do about the killer, I'm gonna go weak fucking killer.
Mhm,
Like if it's a travesty.
mhm,
I was actually like designing a new killer for this because he got arrested or put in the asylum in 1969. I was like, oh man, he should have been like some weird, crazy hippie looking guy with like an eyeball drawn on his forehead or like it looks like a tattoo,
mhm.
and but yeah, I was just sitting there going like, this is the blandest fucking idea for a character. Like, I don't even mind the fucking drill. I understand. Okay, yeah, drill. Oh, okay. Leatherface has a chainsaw.
Since
Uh,
we're on it, let's talk about the drill. So the drill was stupid all the way around. I mean, it's not, I don't know. I go back and forth on it. Like, it's unique. So, okay. But
right.
also the
It's
way
unique.
they played the drill as if it didn't need to be plugged into a wall in 1982 and that a machete cut the drill bit in half. Those are all really bad designs, but like just not thought out very well.
Right.
But at the same time, when you get into looking at that aspect, then you're looking too hard at this movie. This
Yeah.
movie is not one to look at like that. This is just one to be like, ah,
For
like,
normal audience members, but for fucking like to do this, like I gotta
yeah, yeah.
every fucking little
But
thing.
as long as you can remember, like I like, yes, I recognize those things because we're criticizing movies, but also I try
Right.
not to hold it against the movie
No, yeah,
because the
yeah.
average viewer is not critiquing a movie like we are,
Right.
in theory.
A male
Russ,
writer and
oh,
a male director. Like, what do girls do? You know, like they're just sitting there like, what do they do?
what do
You know?
girls do?
Yeah. I mean, and they didn't think enough to go, okay, let's try to have like normal human conversations or
Yeah,
normal fucking interactions with like teenage girls, and instead they're just like, well, they probably look at dicks. Yeah, like put a
but
Playgirl
that
on.
wasn't even at the party. That was just
No,
the sister of the pretty girl or the
the
new
yeah,
girl
the
or whatever.
middle school girl. And
Yeah.
fucking like, oh
Um.
yeah, like that's when you turn like just like Jesus, who fucking wrote these ideas down and was like, yeah, we're gonna film it. We're gonna film it word for word. So make sure you get your shit down right. And all the things that we bitch and we critique, I think that's what gives it its weird little like not charm. It's not
Right.
fucking charming,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's just like those unique things in a movie that goes, yeah, if I was in fucking middle school, this would have been like my number one favorite movie ever,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
This is the first time I've ever seen it,
Right.
you know?
Well,
And
yeah, because
I can see that.
you're looking at it with 2023 eyes,
Right.
not 1995 eyes. Like 1995, you'd be like, "Holy fuck, this movie is amazing!" Like I did.
It's amazing.
But
Yeah.
but in 2023, you have to go, "Oh, that's a little shitty."
Yeah, that's a little
Like the
like
super
what the
close up of the phone girl's butt, like when she's on the
right.
ladder, and then I was like, was that a nice ass in 1982?
Well, yeah, I guess,
I'd
it
like,
was. It wasn't bad, you know? So, but yeah, they're just every little thing in this movie, like small down to details, just have those like, huh moments. We start the movie.
mhm,
She wakes up, she change the main our main character, she wakes up, she changes,
right,
and then proceeds to
to
throw
throw
away
her childhood.
all her shit,
Yeah,
you know. But in the movie, she's supposed to be 18.
right.
So, but even though the teacher and her look the exact same
Yeah,
age,
yeah, they're probably twin sisters. They're the exact same fucking age. But
like,
if you also look at it, none of the things in this movie are outlandish. Like as silly as they become,
okay, I was
none
about to
of
say the
them.
drill, the fucking
Well, what I'm
machete.
saying is like the reactions of the girls
Yeah,
are
oh yeah,
not,
oh
they're
yeah,
not outlandish. They're freaked out. They don't do anything stupid.
right.
They're very like thought out processes of like, okay, let's get up, barricade this door. Okay, he comes through
Yeah,
the window, let's go back through the door. Like
right.
those things, and like they all get knives. How many fucking girls get knives in movies?
Right.
Rare. It's a rare occasion that they make the women as proactive as these ones are.
Right. More
Then there's
proactive than
the
the dudes
silly,
in this movie.
the dudes are sitting ducks in this movie.
With screaming.
Yeah,
But
they were
I will
screaming
say,
babies, but yeah.
as a trope,
Mhm.
the girl next door, she sees the killer. She knows the killer's in the house. She tells her sister to go out the back door, and she runs down in the basement.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah,
yeah, sure, there might be a door down there or something.
I don't know.
But
But it's the same thing, but that like is where like Scream comes from, where like the phone call is from like calling somebody from across the street, and then they're like,
Right.
"No, I'm in Anne's room," and then she looks across the street, and the killer's killing Anne in the bedroom. Like, it's that whole thing. Like, that's where it stems from. There's a lot of things in movies nowadays that come from these movies.
Yeah.
One,
Oh yeah.
mostly number one, not so much two, because two is so blown out of proportion. But this one, you can see where a lot of movies were like, yeah, let's do that, but let's try and change it to make it, more
Right.
contemporary, I guess.
Would you say that Black Christmas kind of did this better though?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Like
I
even though it was early, Black Christmas is kind of like that early 70s, so it has that early 70s like kind of like
Grain.
goo on it, and it's like ugh, it's
That's very grindhousey versus
right.
th-
And
this is
where
straight to home video kind of
this
thing.
is more polished. Not even talking about like cinematography. I mean, like minus like shitty fucking killer, the movie kind of gets from point A to point B where I know what's going on. I don't need to think. Eat your
Yeah.
popcorn, kind of deal. So,
Yeah, and I think that the cinematography, there's a lot of good
mm,
scenes in this movie.
yeah,
The camera is shot, it works well. And that's what's crazy about this movie is like it's such a clash between good horror and silly trope, and
right,
they blend it to the point where you can't tell if it's good or trash. Like you're back and forth, like we've been back and forth on it. Like, yeah, it's trashy, but also, yeah,
mm,
it's stupid, but also, it's just very much like a perfect storm of like Halloween, like the awesomeness of Halloween, and then the silliness of like Black Christmas.
right,
Like it's just that mashup, and it's perfectly fused to make a very confusing movie to watch as far as criticisms go.
right,
Because there's like when we first reviewed it, and the girl has her arm slashed and she's wiping up the blood and then puts it back on her arm. Well,
right,
if rust don't get you, staph infection's going to get you, because you just wiped a 40-year-old dirty gym floor with a towel and then put it on your open wound.
right.
Like, the
Yeah.
stupidness of the movie mixed with how good the movie actually is so confusing to sit here and try to review.
As a serious movie, I think that's
Right,
one
right.
thing you were like, there's no tongue in cheek in this movie, but I believe if there was just a little, this would have been more of a comedy
Yeah,
than a horror.
right.
But because that thin line of like, oh, all we have to do is start kind of making fun of ourselves,
Yeah.
then you would have had a very successful early horror slash comedy. But they went, no, 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 this is just a straight, horror movie. 85 people saw it. They made their money back. Okay, cool.
This one still stands as a good one. Its biggest hindrance is the killer, not the killer's weapon necessarily.
Nah,
It's that it's fucking Tony from Primo Pizza that delivers your fucking pizza still to this day in an 85, Z-Rock Camaro.
nah,
Like just blasting Motley Crue, and he's a little unhinged, and you don't let your sister answer the door.
right.
Like, that's who the killer was in this one.
Yeah, yeah,
Like, you take him out and you don't show the killer to the end, this is an elevated horror movie.
yeah. Or we introduce people that it might be like, uh, fucking
Mr.
Mr.
Content.
Content,
Exactly.
the one boyfriend,
Hmm.
who comes over, the neighbor girl,
Hmm.
you know, start like
Yeah.
having them die in mysterious ways,
Right.
and like something simple, and it's like, oh, it's the neighbor girl. Oh, it wasn't the neighbor girl. Who the fuck was it? It's like, oh, it's the pizza guy.
Right.
I ordered a pizza, or something like that. I mean, it just takes like 15 minutes to kind of like clean this movie up, and you've got a solid movie. because the source material is there.
I think that
It's
the
just
base and then, like you said, the source material
right,
in this movie is good.
right,
It's a good foundation. It really is hindered by the killer, knowing the killer right off the bat. And even if you know the killer right off the bat, fine, make him more mysterious. Like they did in the beginning of the movie with the phone girl kill. Like you don't
right,
see him right away. You don't put a face to the name. Like, he's in the van, he's killing, he's doing his thing, but you don't see him.
right.
Wait, make the reveal at the end of the movie and put him in anything else
Yeah,
than a fucking jean jacket and jeans.
right. He's so lacklustered. It's just like, why are you showing the killer this early if it's just gonna be like that dude?
Watch the edited version. Who gives a shit anymore?
Oh,
Um,
we have come full circle. Yes.
no. Yeah, no. All right. You got anything else you want to talk about with this movie?
Nah, watch it. It's
Yeah.
good. You
Yeah, I
know.
mean it's a fun watch,
Right.
especially if you're not critiquing the movie. It's a lot of fun to watch. It's
Right.
silly, it's stupid,
It's
but
silly. It's stupid.
at the base there's a good horror movie there. They just made
Right.
some wrong turns, and instead of fixing it in number 2, they went, now we're going to do it even more. So,
Right.
we got that to look forward to.
Yes.
Let's
Yes.
hop into the
All right. Right.
Holy Trinity.
All right, man. Is this a thrill or a kill?
Yeah, yeah, it's a thrill. I still love it.
I'll give it a thrill. I
Yeah.
think yeah, it was fun. It gives me that like you said, it, Pepsi and pizza and Slumber Party Massacre. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
so cult classic.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'll give it this to that.
This one,
Um,
yes. Yes.
yeah, it's so underground and unknown. I mean, there are a lot of people who talk about Slumber Party Massacre that I always see, but like, took me this long to see it,
Most
so
people most people the second one is like the
it's
cream
the
of the
second
crop.
one. Yeah,
But yeah, I still think it is because I loved it as a kid.
right. Want to see it in the theater?
No, no,
No.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good
Yeah,
on that. Thanks.
yeah. I want to see it on a little screen like you
Yeah.
got behind you. I
Yeah.
want to see it
Yep.
like just small. Like,
Yeah.
all right, Jacob, what's your star from this movie?
I think all things considered, I'm gonna give it
Oh no, Jacob,
4. I'm gonna give it 4.
you're gonna give it a
Um,
4.
Yeah, because at the base, it's a good horror movie. They just made some missteps.
I want to remind you, you gave Terrifier 2 a 4.5 last week.
Yeah.
Okay, so okay, all right. I'm gonna go 3.5. It's better than average.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
it's down the middle. Will I watch it again? Probably. Like that's why it gets the half. But am I excited to watch it again?
Only if
No.
it's on YouTube. I'm so excited for you to see Slumber Party Massacre 2.
I know.
Uh,
You
uh,
did you say that's Slumber Party
yeah,
Massacre 2?
and that's Slumber Party Massacre
Okay.
1.
There,
Um,
thank you. I was